Hello friends! Thanks for joining us here on Main Street, 400 Main Street at the Chase Building. We're going to be heading on up to the fire administration. We'll be seeing you soon.
And I would like to just say that if you look way up on the building, 2, 3, 4, about the 4th floor, which is what, two stories down from the top of the building there, is where we're going. We're going to be inside the fire administration. We'll show you all about that. It's kind of a fun little tour that we're going to do.
Welcome back, friends. We're here again at the 4th floor of the Chase Building and Fire Administration. And we've seen many tours so far, but this one is a special one because we have a tour of Fire Administration and we are with Inspector Chase. And he's going to get us started. Thank you so much, Inspector Chase.
Okay, well, thank you so much as well. Yes, and here we are in Fire Administration Building. And I know you just had a reading from Chief Edwards, the chief of the department. And so now I'm going to give you a tour of the office, which is on the 4th floor on Main Street in Stockton. And there's a nice view we can look at. But anyway, follow me and I'll take you on kind of a guided tour here. Here's a uniform that from a long, long time ago, and it used to be called, instead of the Stockton Fire Department, it was the Exempt Fire Company, and this is a uniform that they used to wear way back then. So you can imagine, because you know what firefighters look like today in their uniforms, what it used to be a long, long time ago. So as we walk around here, let me just show you. We're way up on the 4th floor, which is way, way up high, one of the taller buildings in Stockton. And so we got a view of this, a crosstown freeway, and then we're surrounded by nice views in here. So let's take a see what's inside.
Oh, Inspector Chase, can I ask you a question?
Oh, question, yes.
So for our friends who may not know what fire administration does, would you be able to explain to them at home?
Yes, I would love to explain. Anytime that you have a business, for instance, you have people run the business, right? Well, think of the fire department as a business, and so we have people that run that business, the fire department. So we start with on top of what's called a hierarchy, which is the top person is the chief, and then on down there are other chiefs, and then get down to firefighters, the one who put the fires out. So the administration building, that's where we're in now, is the office of there's some different chiefs in here and secretaries that conduct the day-to-day business of the fire department.
Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, well, ask questions away too. So if we walk along here, and I mentioned that there are secretaries, so we have one at work right here. She's doing fire department work. Hi, Victoria. And get back to work, Victoria.
Okay. Thank you.
And so now, come on, follow me. Now, we talked about that uniform, the old uniform. Here's a showcase of, and I don't know how well you can see this, but this is a showcase of all types of things from the fire department from many, many years ago. There's an old helmet here, and we see this light here. This is some kind of a hand-carried light. It had batteries in it. There's a switch, like a huge flashlight that you can see when it gets real dark and it fires and things. So all kinds of things from old. And we like to maintain, as part of tradition. That means you have in your own families tradition of uncles and grandfathers and great-great-grandmothers and so forth in your family. And this is kind of like our family. So we like to hold on to these things, like you do pictures at home of the people that used to be in the family, or maybe the elders that still are, but you maintain those things, and it kind of keeps home that same feeling that you've inherited.
And I know you said that you've had family, your actual family also for...
Yes, and I'm very proud that when I was about this old, I was about a year old, or less actually, when my father came on the fire department.
Oh, wow.
That was a long, long time ago, 1946. And I came on the fire department much later than that, of course. My son now is on the fire department too. And so it's the third generation, the first third generation that I know of, on the fire department. So there's a lot of pride that I have with that.
That's
It's always,
incredible.
it's always been part of my life, and so it always will be. So come along here. And so we have this office I mentioned in the, remember that word hierarchy? In administration, Chief Edwards. And then we have in here a couple more chief's offices. Let's come on inside and see if anybody's busy. And we'll be kind of quiet because we don't want to interrupt them. And there's an office. This is Chief Lewis. He's the deputy chief of the department. Let me see if I can. Anybody home?
Yes.
Hi, Chief Lewis.
Hello.
I'd like to introduce you to the kids in the neighborhood.
All right.
And so.
Welcome to Fire Admin.
Thank you. I'm just giving them a little tour.
Yeah, I think you did a reading.
Yes, I did. I was the first.
Oh,
reader, as a
that's
matter of
right.
fact.
That's
Yes.
right. And you haven't changed a bit.
Thank you. This is my office. This is where I work.
Okay. Well, keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And there's a couple more offices here. There's nobody else. They're out doing other things right now. So, and a conference table in case need to have meetings of sorts in here. So let's go this way. Oh, here's something I see that on the Stockton Fire Department, there's a bagpipe. Remember, some of you kids can remember that we had a piper, somebody playing a bagpipe a long time ago, about, I don't know, 4 months ago or something like that, Company 13. And so this is part of the team of the bagpipers, you see, and drums. That's, again, talking about tradition on the fire department, that's a big tradition. Okay, let's see what we have here. These are, well, you're all getting ready to go to school, right? Or in school, or maybe just online in school right now. And so there's a lot of studies that you're going to be doing along the way for the school. Look at all these books. There's a lot of books that
You have your own fire library.
their own library, and there's a lot of historical things in here as well. But there's a lot of studying to do to become a firefighter, or any profession for that matter. So that's what we got to look forward to. Come on. This you may or may not recognize, and we don't have these in the city anymore that function, and so they're used just as to hold the tradition and just as a keepsake. And this is what's called a fire alarm box, and it used to be that these were placed all around the city, different locations, and anytime there was a fire, a person could pull this down and pull that down, and that would automatically send a message for its location that there's a fire somewhere in town. And this has, I don't know if you can see that, it says 1252, 1252. That's saying where that box is. So that when the receipt operators, the one who gets this alarm, or used to, that they know where this is, and they would send the fire engines closest to there.
Okay.
And you can see, and when I think the library is starting to open up now too. But if you, they have a wonderful display in the museum of fire department paraphernalia, different things that related to the fire department, and this one of these would be there as well, along with a lot of other things.
Oh, that's right. I have seen one there. I think so. Something like that. Yeah.
And do you recognize that down there?
Looks like a fire hydrant.
It's a fire hydrant. Yes, that's one. Again, that's not in service. That's just up here for display purposes. But that's one of the older fire hydrants that used to be in the city, and the fire hydrants would have, and they still do. There's a pipe going down in the ground, and that pipe goes into another pipe, a bigger pipe, that supplies water to all of our houses and businesses and so forth, as well as for fire hydrants.
Oh, okay.
And so the fire department, when they arrive at a fire, they can open up one of these. You have two here, one here and one here. You open up one of these like this, and then you connect the hose to it. You've seen the hoses before. In fact, we just saw a couple weeks ago training at Company 2 when they were practicing with the hoses. They hooked the hose to this, and then this is, there's a valve in here, and we have a wrench to turn the fire hydrant on to supply the water. And what we do, we always replace back to where it was when we take something off. There. Now, and remember, I said this one's not in use anymore. You see, I can lift that up. You can't do that with the ones that are around by your house and so forth.
Well, I really love it. I just noticed all of the pictures of the different fire chiefs.
Yes, there's a whole array of them over the years. This was dated, and this Chief McCann was chief from 1888 to 1891.
Was he the first fire chief?
He's the first one for the Stockton Fire Department, I believe.
Oh. Wow.
And Israel Rolfe, 1891 to 1899. So he had 8 years on the department. And before we go down there any further, let me show you this picture. This is an old, you can tell it's old. How can you tell this is old, by the way? What gives you an indication? What makes you think that's an old picture?
What, is it like horses pulling the fire?
Yes, absolutely. We used to have horses pull the fire engines. Wow. And there were, I don't see a Dalmatian in there now, but I'm sure they had a Dalmatian around there somewhere, those spotty dogs to help them along the way. And it looks like they're getting ready to go to action and to go to a fire. So what they had to do was to harness, that is, put the horse in the harness. The horse would pull the fire engine. There's a fire engine right there. Wow. And these old firefighters, you can tell as the uniforms changed. But yeah, you're right. From the horse, you can tell that this is an old picture. All right, so as we say goodbye to the Fire Administration Office, we're going to pay tribute, recognizing all these chiefs. Do you all recognize anybody? Probably not, huh? Yeah, it's starting to be this Chief Kaluris. He was the chief of the fire department when I came on the department. Oh. And so it's from here on, these are all the chiefs that...
so you know all these ones going...
Yes, yes. I've met and worked with all of these.
Wow.
And we're still going, huh? It takes a lot of years that... for all these chiefs to have served in the position they did. And there we are at the end, which is to be continued, but there's the one you met, that read the story, there's Chief Edwards. A fine likeness, I would say.
Yeah.
So, I so much appreciate you welcoming me and the rest of the fire department to give a tour of the fire administration.
Thank you for having me. I had such a good time learning a little bit more about what fire does, fire administration, seeing all the wonderful history that you all have.
Yes, and the history keeps on going. So that happens today will be history, but you've seen this phase of it and the past when it began. So
thank you so much.
You're so welcome, and back to you. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching, kids. Until next time, be safe.
Bye. Thank you.